Hey, it's Brent. Getting a ton of views on my pocket door video, and with that I get a ton of questions. I'm going to go over a few frequently asked questions just to clear a few things up. First of all, where did I get the kit? The kit is from Lowe's in Canada. It's right off the rack. You go in, they have all different sizes from 28 to 36. You pick it out. Home Depot has some. All the other big box store, Home Hardware in town, they've all got them. They're all a little bit different. Some work better than others. Some people are going to like some different than others, different prices. I have a link to the one on Amazon. It's like a soft close Johnson. I've never used it, but it's the closest thing I can find. If you've used that one, please let me know in the comments below whether you like it or not. If you don't, I'll take it out. If you like it, I'll leave it in there for a link. The next thing, do you need a permit to put in a pocket door? First of all, depending on where you live, you may not need permits at all for anything you do. In some areas, you're going to need permits for literally everything. In my situation, this is on a second floor and I have trusses above me, and I know with my experience being a contractor that I don't have to worry about load bearing, putting a header in or anything like that. Now, there's a few people that have commented on my framing saying I should have put a couple headers in sideways or a double header on top, which would probably be even better. Some people saying I should have framed it up on the floor, stood it up, put it in so I didn't have to toenail anything. I don't have the room for that. I can't get it. I can't lay anything down. This is a retrofit. The other thing is I didn't want to do too much damage to the drywall on the outside. I wanted to keep as much as possible so that I didn't have to do that much work. And I reused a bunch of the 2x4s. I didn't want to have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. And I'm so close to the top, I probably would be pretty tight trying to fit everything in anyways. But excuses are no excuses. If you want to put in a nice solid 2x2 header or rip down some 2x6s, put some plywood in the middle of your job, have at her. I just know in retrofits and doing renos that sometimes you got to cut a few corners to make some money. As far as a permit, now if this is a load-bearing wall, you would need to put in some sort of header or steel beam depending on the load. You might have to change some point loads and it might be more work than necessary. In that situation, I would recommend just doing a barn door on the outside, and maybe one day I will get to showing you how to install a barn door. They're a little bit easier than these pocket doors. The nice thing is also if there's something wrong with the door, you can adjust it on the outside. You don't have to go in the wall. You're not going to have a soft wall on either side, and you don't have to worry about load bearing stuff. So if you're concerned about it, it's a load bearing wall, just do a barn door, or you're going to have to get somebody in that's a structural engineer, or at least talk to a contractor that's done a bunch of these before. Another question I get is some adjustment for the tracks. The door isn't sitting right. There is adjustments in here, but if you haven't left this open, you might have to take the trim off and everything to make some adjustments. If you're finding the door doesn't want to stay open or closed, then you may be able to adjust the sliders on the bottom of the door, a little bit more resistance, and that'll help keep it in place. Unfortunately, that's the downfall with the pocket door. You're kind of stuck in some situations if it's not installed properly or your house has shifted and moved over the years. The bumper. I got a comment on the bumper. I put the bumper in first. If you forget to put the bumper in, no big deal. You can actually just screw it onto the back of the door when you put the door in. If you find that your door is sitting in too far, you can actually take a little piece of wood and put it in where your bumper is. If you have the bumper inside, you just put the wood on the back of the door, and then your door adjustment will be nice and flush. Another thing with this door is I reused a door. A lot of doors come with a bit of an angle on it, so that when you shut the door, it's nice and tight. If you don't like that and you want to keep this nice and smooth, you're going to have to rip that off and clean it all up. Okay, so that brings us to the biggest question I get, which is how does this door lock actually work? If you put it in, you just pull it out, right? So I have mine actually on backwards in the laundry room because I'm trying to keep my kid from coming in and out. So you don't need to lock the laundry room usually. So this is more of a bathroom thing. So I'm going to show you how that works. Basically, when you turn the lock, it goes into the strike plate and a little hook comes up and grabs it and it's locked into place. Thanks so much for your comments and questions on the pocket door video, and hopefully this has cleared a few things up. If you have any more questions, leave it below or leave it on the other video and I'll do my best to get to them soon. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, and if you lock yourself out or lock yourself in or whatever, there's a little safety latch on here you can open up with a flathead screwdriver.